Whether you are rehabilitating from injury or trying to improve your posture, when our shoulders are not mobilizing as they should, the rest of our kinetic chain, the rest of our body is at increased susceptibility of having injury, and that's a problem none of us want to have. Doing postural exercises and shoulder mobility work is beneficial in preventing long-term pain and optimizing the recovery process, or just improving functionality as well as ability to do routine tasks and skills like mowing the lawn, putting away dishes, or working for a long time on the computer. Most of us would benefit from increasing the amount of time we spend doing dynamic stretching and mobility work. Most of us do not have the posture and the biomechanics that are optimized. We have to learn how to listen to our body, but some people might not feel pain, but they also might be not moving around enough to be aware of the weaknesses that we have in our own body. Increasing the range of motion in our shoulder, working on shoulder mobility and posture is something we generally could all benefit from. I'm going to show a few different mobility options that you can incorporate, whether you have an injury or not. No matter where you're at, just find what's appropriate for you by listening to your body, trying a few different things. If it causes you pain, stop doing that. Consult your doctor before you try any new fitness program, and go at a pace that's reasonable. I'm just going to reach my hands up, and I'm totally relaxed in my body. This is one form of dead hanging. Scapular pull ups. I can have my hands this way, neutral. I can have them palm facing forward, palm facing backward. That's up to you. My arm is up at a diagonal, and I'm leaning into the stretch. When you are doing doorway stretches, it's often beneficial to add a little bit of a rotational component. Not only are you going to be pulling forward into the stretch, but you can also rotate away. And that does open up the shoulder girdle even more. Very nice. Another doorway stretch that you can do is cross your arms in the door frame and lean back this way, and that's going to act to stretch your rhomboids on the posterior part of your arm and shoulder. Oh, that feels nice. Okay. From a sitting position, you can also grab below you. So if you're sitting in a chair, you can grab a chair or something that's below and weight it down enough so that as you pull on it, it is not going to go anywhere. If you're in a chair and you're sitting in the chair, your body weight will stabilize the chair as you use that seating surface to pull from below. As I stabilize my hand on the seat, I'm able to distract my arm from the downward region, opening up the top of the shoulder joint. Because this rail here isn't going anywhere, I'm going to show you the exact same thing, but I'm in standing now, and I'm going to hold on to this as I distract by pulling away. And that feels so amazing. Shoulder car, I am in kneeling, but you can do this from any position as long as you have the ability to perform full range of motion as you put your hands behind your back, and you're going to move all the way around until your hands come back here, moving at a pace that's comfortable for you. The next movement is called thread the needle. We are now going to step into a half kneeling rotation. You're going to be getting into a deep runner's lunge and then adding the rotation to mobilize through your shoulders. I'm going to be alternating, but you can also do one side at a time. I can increase the intensity of the stretch in by bracing my head and pushing back into the foam roller. Or you can just roll. To work on one side more than the other, you're going to lean towards the side to weight bear in the side you're trying to be more aggressive with. A lot of shoulder work. Supine snow angels with the foam roller, but make sure you have plenty of space. Make sure you have enough room. This is the Florida Snow Angel. Prone shoulder snow angels for 1 minute working. Can finish the range of motion this way. Or you can just come up and over. In the next exercise, I'm going to be using a band, but you don't have to use a band. It is recommended to have something to hold on to. The further your arms are apart, the easier it is. The closer your arms are together, the more difficult, and you want to try to minimize any flexion in your elbows to keep the range of motion coming through your shoulder joint. A band is beneficial because where you don't have the range, you're going to be activating your scapular stabilizers to work by extending the band further, making it more taut as you pull apart. Try not to let the band just loosen in your grip. Keep your grip tight so that your scapular stabilizers are engaged as you are pulling the band further to give you more range of motion in your shoulder. It should not hurt, and make sure you're maintaining your deep breaths. You can go slower. I actually recommend going slow, especially if the shoulder mobility is something you really need to work on. Y and T. When I come this way, I am internally rotated at the shoulder. As my thumb points up, that is externally rotating at the shoulder. As I externally rotate at the shoulder, I'm opening up my chest and I'm breathing. And then as I come in, I collapse a little bit and I'm going to breathe out. The band is just assisting in the stretch. Internally rotated, externally rotated. I'm going to be looping the TheraBand so that it's anchored at one spot on the bar. You can do this with a doorknob, a door, and if you're using a door, you want to come in the closure of the door, not on the opening side. If you're using a door, work on the side that the door closes to keep the door from propping open or having any issues whatsoever like that. Make sure nobody's going to be opening the door while you're working on the door. It's got to be a strong, stable door that you can count on and work on the side of the door that closes. For my TheraBands, the yellow is the lightest one. A little higher than my shoulder, barely, but it can be at various heights for this exercise. The height of the TheraBand is not as important. I'm going to be facing the band as if I was going to shake its hand, and then I'm going to open up my side body while still holding on to the band. It's going to nice stretch this body, and again, you're working internal rotation and external rotation. You can use a heavy resistance band, but if you can do the movement correctly, it should be a very gentle stretch, opening up the side of your body as you work. Again, from rotation, you're going to be doing neutral alignment and then internally rotating, externally rotating back to neutral. Internally rotating, externally rotating back to neutral. Face the TheraBand like you're going to be shaking its hand, and then you're going to come under and opening up the side of the body. Shake its hand. I have my left foot towards to make it easier for me to rotate away. Switching sides, pick a distance where you're feeling the tension of the band as you do the stretch. Now my right leg is closest, shaking the TheraBand's hand with my left hand, right leg forward. That's going to make it easier for me to pivot away. This is just a much heavier resistance of a band. In fact, I'm just gonna brace it that way. Same thing, whichever hand is forward, opposite leg forward, and then come under. Opening up here. Oop. You can even get a little distraction at the shoulder if the resistance is heavy enough as you brace away.
Great job today with your home exercise program for shoulder health, rehab, and injury prevention. You've got the tools, now put them into action. Consistency beats perfection, so keep moving, keep learning, and keep taking care of yourself.